tell me, this isn't the craziest thing you've heard this week. Yes, the undefeated boxing champion, Claressa Shields, did what nobody expected. Rumor has it that she's out here leaking some extremely private photos of Remy, and the streets are in shock. But before you ask why Claressa would do this and how Papo is involved, trust me, the tea is hot and we're going to reveal everything. Could this be retaliation for something that Shady did behind the scenes? Is Remy being exposed for real, or is this just another clumsy internet prank? More importantly, does Claressa know that we're not okay? Let's dissect this thoroughly because it's becoming more and more tense by the minute. If you've been following along, you already know that Remy and Papoose's marriage has been in shambles ever since the rumors about Remy and Easy the Block Captain began. Now Queen is suddenly embroiled in some serious drama, and guess who's at the center of it? Yes, things have taken a completely new turn in this messy love triangle, and the streets are going crazy. Swirling, and to be honest, Papoose hasn't exactly been moping about it. Rumor has it that he's been living his best life and maybe even entertaining a new woman. And guess what? That's where Claressa enters the picture. According to some leaked DMs and industry rumors, Claressa and Papoose have been getting a little too close. We've seen stranger things happen in the entertainment industry, so before you all start yelling fake news, keep in mind that 1 minute we're watching them compete in rap battles, and the next thing we know, private photos are being leaked, relationships are falling apart, and social media is ablaze. However, this is where it gets even wilder. Remy has been attempting to keep. According to some anonymous sources in celebrity group chats, Remy allegedly began sending Papo some personal photos after she was on a leash, even after everything went smoothly. Let's just say that she was unhappy when she learned of these purported interactions between Papoose and Claressa. Remind him of what he's missing and try to keep him confined so he doesn't go too far. But here's the twist. Those same pictures might have gotten into the wrong hands, and guess who's being accused of leaking them? It's none other than Claressa Shields herself. Let's be clear, there isn't any verified proof yet, but people are already talking about it online, claiming that because Claressa was close to Papoose, she somehow obtained these private images and chose to publicly humiliate Remy. Let's take a moment to process the fact that Claressa, a professional athlete with championship belts, is out there allegedly playing petty Instagram games, dropping bombs in group chats, and ensuring that Remy is humiliated on the world stage. But the real question is why she would do this. Was it out of spite, a savage move to make Remy look bad and prove to Papoose that she's the better woman, or was she just being messy for the sake of being messy? In any case, the damage was done because as soon as this rumor began to circulate, people started posting memes, reaction videos, and breaking out the popcorn to watch the drama unfold. One person tweeted, "If this is true, Claressa Shields is wild for this. This isn't boxing, sis. This is straight up war." Another person said, "Remy got caught playing with fire, and now she's out here getting burned." Still others said, "Hold on, this is too far." No one knows what to believe at this point, but one thing is for certain, Remy is not taking this lying down. If you thought she was quiet about the Easy Block Captain situation, trust me, this time she's ready to go to war. Karma is unbeaten, and then the conspiracy theorists naturally jumped in. What if this is all just a setup for some new reality show drama? That's where things get even more bizarre because, according to some insiders, Remy was allegedly making moves behind the scenes while all of this was happening online. They claim that she is prepared to clear her name, expose the truth, and go after whoever is to blame. And guess what? She might not be coming for Claressa alone. Oh, you thought this drama was over. But trust me, Remy, this drama is just getting started. Relationships sound crazy, but hey, this is 2025, so nothing surprises us anymore. According to this theory, Claressa and Papoose have been getting closer, and when Remy began to try to pull him back in, Claressa snapped. Some people think she released these pictures to make it obvious that she was humiliating Remy. was unwilling to allow her to manipulate Papa's feelings. And if this is accurate, it would make Claressa one of the most savage women in the business. Now it gets even messier. Some people are claiming that Papoose may have been involved in all of this because, let's face it, he has every reason to be resentful after years of being the ideal, devoted husband, only for Remy to allegedly. Imagine this. What if he obtained those pictures from Remy? Perhaps she was attempting to win him back, and instead of keeping them private, he sent them to the wrong person, or worse, he let them go on purpose. I know it sounds crazy, but when it comes to revenge, anything is possible. The block captain, had a sting. People are baffled by this. What if this wasn't Claressa? What if this wasn't even Pipo? What if this whole thing was orchestrated by someone else who only wanted to see Remy fail? We've seen it happen before. Envious industry insiders, resentful ex-friends, people who harbor long-standing grudges, and some think it might be someone from Remy's past who wants to ensure she never gets better. As this drama plays out, the reactions keep getting wilder. One fan wrote, "Remy is out here getting exposed like this? Damn, the streets aren't safe for anybody." And another tweeted, "If Papoose really had anything to do with this, that man is. This is possibly the scariest of all the captain scandals from the Easy the Block. More petty than we anticipated." And someone else added that Claressa ought to just turn it into a live pay-per-view boxing match between Remy and Claressa. Let's say our last words before Papoose TI, not with Claressa. This isn't just gossip. It's the kind of drama that rocks the hip-hop world to its foundation. We're talking about betrayal, heartbreak, and a plot twist so outrageous that it's even real. The show couldn't have been better scripted, but let's take a moment to reflect. Papo, the same Papoose who defended Remy during her 6-year incarceration and who coined the phrase ride or die, is now abruptly threatening to tell Claressa, "I could do it." But it gets worse because Remy's final words before this shocking wedding baby changed everything. What did she say? Was it a? When we unravel this, you won't see Remy Papoose or Claressa the same way again. All right, let's talk about the unthinkable. The kind of betrayal that makes you doubt everything you ever believed in. The kind of twist that makes even reality TV seem like a lie. A desperate plea, confession, or something so scandalous that it could stop this wedding before it even starts. Bedtime story, because we believe that Papoose and Remy were the last true love story in hip-hop, and that loyalty was the cornerstone of everything they created. However, a plot twist has occurred, and now Papoose is getting married to Claressa. If that wasn't messy enough, Remy's final remarks before the wedding completely changed the course of events in ways that no one could have predicted. Let's take a step back because I know this. I don't know what it is, but if this isn't the biggest case of I held you down for years and this is how you do me, then it gets even deeper. The real question isn't just why, but how did we get here? How did Papoose, the same man who rapped about black love, wait for 6 whole years while Remy was locked up and abruptly chose to change lanes in this manner? Don't worry though, I have all the receipts, and I promise that this is only the beginning. We should have recognized the flaws in this love story long ago, and if you go back and make the connections, baby, it has been obvious to us the entire time. To start, Papa has been moving differently. You all recall when he used to be front, and the man had #Blackle written all over him, and he was hyping Remy up like he was her personal cheerleader. However, recently, not only has he been missing in action, but their relationship has been acting forced, awkward, and subtly tense. And just a few months ago, Papoose was spotted at an exclusive industry event in Pap doesn't even attend these Hollywood-type events like that. But guess who was spotted getting really cozy with Claressa? Let me tell you, this wasn't just a friend vibe. Rather, it was a contact who lingered too long, whispering in his ears and grinning as if he had just heard the funniest joke ever. The biggest red flag was that Remy wasn't there. When has Papoose ever moved like that, people? This never was, but that wasn't even the worst part because now we're going to talk about Remy. Let's face it, this woman isn't a fool, so say what you want, But Remy is a strategist, and the fact that she didn't see this coming doesn't add up. According to sources close to the situation, Remy was caught completely off guard when she learned about Papoose and Claressa in the same manner that we did through the blogs. You can picture scrolling through Instagram and seeing your husband hugging another woman. This is betrayal, disrespect, and audacity. But wait, this is where it gets even messier. Some insiders are whispering that Remy may have known all along, and she simply played the victim before the truth was revealed. Oh, because let's. Not to mention that Remy has some skeletons of her own. If you think that Papoose simply up and left without a reason, think again, because rumors have it that Remy was the first to leave. The word on the street is that Remy became a little too comfortable with a certain friend in the industry, and when Pap discovered this, he chose to play it out rather than make a scene like the rest of us would have. Cool. He remained silent until he pulled the ultimate revenge move and began amusing Claressa. We need to talk about her right away because, well, who is Claressa and how did she manage to get Papoose to leave Remy? Trust me, you're not prepared for what's going to happen because Claressa sis has a past that makes this whole situation 10 times more bizarre. Let's talk about Claressa because if you think this is just some random woman who happened to win Papoose's heart, you are in for a ride. Sis had a plan from the beginning, and while everyone is acting shocked as if this happened suddenly, let's face it, this wasn't the case. And just when you think it can't get any messier, wait until you hear what Remy said last before this wedding. Claressa had been working on this for a while, and if you look closely at her past, you'll see that she has a history of getting exactly what she wants, no matter who she has to step over to get it. You may recall that enigmatic business deal she was working on last year, where she claimed to be teaming up. This wasn't an accidental situation like, oops, we caught feelings. The word on the street is that Claressa used this alleged business deal as a means of slipping into his life. At first, it was all business meetings, networking events, and idea sharing. But then, look who it was. One of those industry power players turned out to be Papoose. Oh my God, you're so different from other men in the industry, she said in a late-night text. Hey, I just need some advice. You already know how slowly that goes, but she eventually drew him in. What's crazy is that she wasn't even being cunning about it. She was out there posting cryptic messages, dropping not-so-subtle hints in interviews and making sure. People knew she was dealing with a powerful man who wasn't happy in his relationship. But wait, it gets worse because Remy was beginning to realize something wasn't right while Claressa was out there trying to get into Papa's life. According to insiders, Remy had a gut feeling something wasn't right, and women can tell when something doesn't add up. Notice that Papa's behavior had changed. He was no longer showing up for her as he used to, and he was suddenly too busy to talk. Then all of a sudden, everything changed and a private investigator was hired. Yes, because when Remy couldn't get rid of the feeling that something was wrong, Eli did what any wealthy woman would do, and let me tell you, they discovered something really startling. Not only did Papo meet Claressa behind closed doors, but there were also receipts, text messages, hotel reservations, and private dinner reservations made under false pretenses. Remy reportedly lost it when she finally saw the evidence and confronted Papoose with all of the screenshots. You know how it feels, huh? Oh my God, when I tell you, the room fell silent because that's when Remy realized what had happened. The phone records the dates, times, and everything. How did Papoose react? This man just sat there calm as ever, didn't yell, didn't argue, didn't even deny it. He just looked at her and said 7 words that sent shivers down her spine. As I previously mentioned, Remy wasn't innocent in all of this. Papoose had dirt on her as well. The most absurd thing is that Remy didn't even deny it. Instead, she just stared at him because she knew he had learned about her own little predicament on the side. She knew this was retaliation. And let me tell you something when I tell you that Remy did not hold back, she unloaded because the moment Papo hit her with that, you know how it feels. And that was the precise moment Remy lost every last bit of her composure. If you thought this was messy, Wait until you hear what happened next because Remy's response was, "Oh baby, she did not go out quietly." You are all unprepared for what she said next. Sources claim that she simply sat there for a moment, staring at him while breathing heavily and shaking her hands. Then she laughed, not just any laugh, but the kind that goes, "Oh, you really think you did something? You have no idea what I'm about to say next." And when she finally said something cold, she leaned in close and looked him in the eyes. Said, "You think you're the only one who kept secrets." Boom, Papoose's entire face changed because he thought this was going to be his big moment, his retaliation. But no, because the real tea, oh baby, Remy had been sitting on her own bombshell, and when she dropped it, it shook the room. He thought Remy would just cry, maybe scream a little, and then storm out. Theo's heart must have stopped because he was the one perspiring and frantically trying to figure out what was going to be revealed when she took a deep breath, leaned back, crossed her arms, and said, "Claressa doesn't love you. She's using you and me." Remy had been keeping a secret that would end your little fairy tale before it even began, you guys. Can prove it, boom. Now, let's be clear, Papoose initially did not believe her. He shook his head, rolled his eyes, and struck her with the whole. "You're angry, I'm." Proceeding with the speech,